welcome to class. Today we are doing a sunset flow. We're currently in Croatia, so I thought this would be appropriate, and I thought it's a really nice way of winding down for the day, letting go of any tension from the day, and yeah, every sunset is kind of the closing of a chapter, and then the next day we can start a new chapter. So I like that kind of idea. So yeah, let's get right into it. If you know that you like to practice with blocks, please have them handy. We are going to start in a comfortable seated position. So that can be cross-legged, it can be in Thunderbolt. You can prop yourself up with a block or two. You can even sit on a chair. Find what works for you. And get really long here through your spine. Crown of the head is drawing upwards. Sitting bones rooting down, hands fall softly on your thighs. You can close down the eyes here or simply gaze softly on a spot in front of you. Breathing in through the nose and then breathing out through the nose. And just coming into this moment here, letting go of anything that happened before you stepped on your mat this evening or this day. Notice the air as it comes in through your nostrils. And notice as it goes out. Does it feel any different? The temperature different. You can place one hand on your belly and the other one on your heart. Just notice your body breathing here with seemingly very little effort on your part. You can slowly blink open your eyes when you're ready. Softly bring your hands together at heart center. And just take a moment of gratitude here for yourself and for showing up today, this evening, this morning, whatever time it is where you are. And interlace your fingers, keep the heels of the hands together, and just start rotating in one direction. And switch directions. I don't know if you can hear, but we have all kinds of animals here. There are dogs and birds, and then of course the waves. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Okay, shake that out. Come into tabletop position. Remove any props that you might have used. Make sure that your wrists are in line with your shoulders and that your knees are underneath your hips. We'll start off with some wrist warm-ups. So we'll do some wrist push-ups here. So just kind of push up through your wrists. Your fingers will stay on the mat, and you're just lifting the heel of your hands. Your thumbs will kind of go a little back and forth. So warming up our wrist before every practice is really important because it's somewhat of a small joint and it carries a lot of weight usually through our practice. And if you don't warm up properly, it can cause all kinds of injuries, and that is not fun. So make it a point to take a few minutes to always warm up your wrists. Whew. I hope you're feeling a burn. 5 more. Ooh, 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right. Take your right hand, place your fingertips towards the back of the mat. So you're kind of turning your hand backwards here. And be really gentle here. Just see how this feels. If it's really intense, stay here. If you feel okay here, take your left hand and do the same thing. So now you're kind of in a tabletop with your hands backwards. And you can find some movement here. You can also do one hand at a time. I'll tell you when to switch. Just gentle back and forth rocking here perhaps, if that feels good, or you can stay still. Switch hands if you're doing one at a time. This is a really intense stretch, and it shouldn't be any shooting pain, but it can be quite uncomfortable in the forearms, which is what we want, but no sharp pain throughout the joint. So just pay attention to that. Beautiful, and release. Ooh. Need a moment after that. Shake your wrists out. Maybe make some fists, roll them out a little bit. Beautiful. Come back into tabletop. Push the floor away. So you don't want to be here. You want to really be engaged here. So push the floor away. So shoulder blades pull apart. Your lats are engaged. Your shoulders are strong. Your hands are strong. You're trying to really push the floor away from you. Flex your right foot and let's do some hip circles here. Nice and easy. Just imagine that you're writing this or drawing this big circle with your right knee. Switch directions. Just getting a little bit of movement into our hip joints. Beautiful. Last one. Place the right leg down. Same thing on the left side. So flex the left foot. And just do these big, yummy hip circles. Keep the core engaged. Switch directions. And push the floor away. Last one. Beautiful. Come back to sit on your heels. Again, you can sit on a block or two. You can sit in a chair. I'm going to move this way just so you can see me. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, bend over to the right. The left sitting bone is grounding down. Your right hand can come to the mat or your fingertips. Left arm is going up and over. Inhale, center, both arms come up. Exhale, over to the left. Again, that right sitting bone is grounding down. It's not lifting. You should feel an intense side stretch here in your right side body. Inhale up, beautiful. Exhale, bend. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. Beautiful. Keep going here for a few more with your own breath, so it can be as slow or as fast as you'd like. I like slowing things down. Move with your breath here. You can close down the eyes. If the tops of your feet are uncomfortable, you can place a rolled up towel or a blanket underneath. We want to be really comfy here. Beautiful. Okay, next time you're over on the right side, flip that palm as you're trying to stamp it to the ceiling, and we'll do some big shoulder circles here. Inhale as you go back and down, and then exhale as you come forward and go back up. Beautiful, mobilizing through our shoulder joints, shoulder blades, even our rib cage. Switch directions. This is so good to do after a long day of work or driving or cooking or whatever you've been doing. And both arms come up. Big inhale and exhale over to the left. Same thing here. Flip that palm and start circling. These are so yummy to do after a long day or first thing in the morning as well, just to get that, switch directions, to get that kind of movement through the joints. That is so yummy. You just feel so much more open in your upper back and everywhere. Last one. Beautiful. Big inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Hands come down. Beautiful. I'm just going to turn around here again. Back into tabletop. Push the floor away. Extend your right leg behind you. Point the toes. Really stretch through that leg as if you're trying to reach something behind you. And we'll do some glute pulses here. So just like 10 to 15 or so. Just getting some activation through those glutes. So the spine is neutral. Just this movement is just coming from your glutes. You can place your hand there, feel it working, push the floor away. Core is strong to keep that spine neutral. Last one, beautiful. Place the right toes down for stability. Pivot your left shin so that it's diagonal. Bring your weight over to your over to your left hand. Push away with the shoulder so that you're not dumping into it. Peel that right arm open. Beautiful. To this modified side plank. Really push the floor away. You can stay here, or if you'd like to take it a step further, we'll do some leg lifts with the top leg. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep that core strong. You can see either flex your foot or point the toes. It's a bit of a different sensation, so see which one feels better. Last one. Beautiful. Place the foot down. Bring the right hand down. Whew. Back into tabletop. Push the floor away. Left leg extends. Same thing here. Just getting into that glute. Also really good after a long day of sitting. They tend to fall asleep, and we want them to activate even before we go to bed. It's just good to wake them up after a long day. 2 more. Good. Now place those left toes down for stability. Pivot that right shin so that it's more diagonal. Press into that right hand. Again, remember to push away with your shoulder. Then spin open and spiral that left arm all the way up. Beautiful. For an added balance challenge, just look up at your top hand. You can stay here, or we'll lift the leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Again, remember, keep your core really strong here. Push that floor away. This movement is coming from your side glute. Last one. Beautiful. Place the foot down. Left foot or left hand comes down and come back into tabletop. Beautiful. Whew. Take a moment. Then walk your hands a little forward. Tuck your back toes. Lift your hips and come into downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here, getting some movement through your down dog. You can bring the feet really wide, bend the knees. So you really want to feel that nice back lengthening here, so the spine is getting really long. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Push the floor away, engage through the core. Beautiful. Bring your left foot in slightly to the center, come up onto your tippy toes, straighten that right leg, bring it up on an inhale, and exhale. See if you can step it in between your hands. If you don't, no worries, it doesn't matter. Whew, okay, coming up, bring that right foot in slightly, and we'll be in this 90 angle with our legs. Tuck your back toes. Tuck your pelvis, interlace your fingers, place them on top of that right thigh, push into that right thigh, tuck your chin into your chest, and breathe here. So you should feel this in your left psoas and your left hip flexors, which again get really, really tight after a long day of sitting. If you've been in your office or just sitting on the couch, or you've been driving. Beautiful. Whew, release that. And now, if you enjoy working with blocks, feel free to grab them. We'll do some low lunge and half splits here. So if you know that you like your blocks there, feel free to hold on to them. So come into your low lunge to begin. Stay active through the back leg by pressing the top of your left toes into the mat. Hips come forward as far as feels semi-comfortable. You don't want to feel any pain. It shouldn't be excruciating, but you don't want to just kind of hang out either, right? You want it to be a little bit challenging. Breathe here. Just take a moment to settle. Breathe. Beautiful. You can keep your hands on blocks if you want more support, or you can just kind of rest them on your thigh. You can even push into your thigh a little bit if you want some extra intensity here. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And on an exhale, shift your hips back, come into a runner stretch. keep your pelvis tilting forward. Back is long, your spine. You're almost back bending. Keep your right leg straight. So this might mean that you have to be up higher, which does not matter whatsoever. So whether you're on blocks or on the floor, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you feel a nice stretch through the back of your leg. And let's take some ankle circles. So just circle the ankle. And the other direction. Can you see that sun setting? Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It's a whole vibe for yoga. Beautiful. And from here, come into your low lunge again on an inhale, and we'll do one breath, one movement here. So we'll flow a little bit. Inhale to low lunge. Exhale, runner stretch. Again, feel free to use the blocks here for support. Inhale, low lunge. Bring the shoulder blades together. Maybe you even look up a little bit. And exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hips back. You can work at your own pace here. Just follow your own breath. There is no rush. Last one. Beautiful. Place your blocks slightly to the side. Bring your hands down to the mat. Tuck your left toes. Lift that left knee off the ground and step that right foot back and come into your downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet here a bit again. Whatever feels good. Come on high up onto your tippy toes. Inhale, extend that left leg. And exhale, step it in between your hands if you can. If you can't, doesn't matter. And come into your 90-90 position again. Tuck the back toes, interlace the fingers, place them on top of your left thigh. Push into the left thigh, and remember, tuck the pelvis here. You want to really imagine that you had a tail and you're trying to tuck it under. Push into that thigh, tuck your chin into your chest, and breathe. Again, this one is really good for if you've been sitting a lot, traveling perhaps, working, driving your kids around, driving your dog around. We do that a lot. One more deep breath here. Beautiful. Release, and then we'll come into low lunge. So again, if you want your blocks, have them nearby. Take a moment here to find your yummiest low lunge. Stabilize yourself by pressing the top of your right toes into the mat. Oh, the sun is almost gone. You can just see a sliver of it. Beautiful. If you want to intensify, you can push into that left thigh. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale, shift the hips back. Keep the left leg straight. Pelvis tilted forward. Keep a straight spine, almost back bending. And let's circle that ankle. Just one direction. And the other direction. I don't know if you can see this, but now the sun is going away. I think like 10 seconds maybe, just a little sliver. Still there. And it's gone. Oh, magical, huh? All right. Whew, where were we? Okay, one breath, one movement. So low lunge to half split or runner stretch. Go on your own breath here, just whatever feels good for you. Feel free to use the blocks, or you can use no hands. You can perhaps do this variation. Arms up, and then exhale, half split with arms back, yeah? So whatever feels good for you here. No pain in the low back, no pain anywhere. A little uncomfortable sensation is okay, but we don't want to overdo it. Shouldn't be overwhelming. And you can stay with your blocks here. Whatever works for you today. Beautiful. Let's do one more. Exhale, half split. Beautiful. Remove your blocks, place your hands down, tuck your right toes, lift the right knee up, and step your left foot back. Come into your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Push the floor away. Spine is long. Beautiful. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Extend that right leg up and back. Inhale. And on exhale, bring it forward, and we're coming into pigeon. Now, I do not want you to strive for shin parallel to the front of the mat. You should not feel this in your knee at all, okay? Not even a small pinch. So, your right knee is kind of diagonal towards the right corner of the mat, and then your shin can be completely diagonal as well. That's perfectly fine. Your foot can kind of be in your left groin area. So if you find that you're up here, take a block, place it underneath your hip, and just settle in here. So we'll be here for a moment. Just, you can close down your eyes, come back to your breath. Maybe find some gentle movement, whatever feels good for you here. Feel free to adjust your positioning. And you can stay here, or you can walk your hands forward and come down. You can either place your forehead on a block, or you can place it down on the floor, or on your forearms, whatever feels good for you here. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Slowly make your way up. Again, you can stay here, or place your fingertips down a little bit wider, so like mat width. Keep your elbows out wider, and we'll do some cobra rolls here in our pigeon. So inhale, look up. Spine is extended. Exhale, curl the spine, coming from the low back up to the middle back, upper back, and then neck, and the head comes up last. So it's kind of like a spinal wave here. It doesn't have to look like anything. Just feel into your spine. Imagine it like water. Last one. Beautiful. Place your hands down, tuck your left toes, lift that left knee, and push back into downward facing dog. You can take some hip circles here, or just pedal out your feet. Release that right hip a little bit. Come up onto your tippy toes. Inhale, extend that left leg up and back. Exhale, bring it forward. And again, that left knee is going towards the left corner of the mat. Shin, completely irrelevant if it's parallel to the front of the mat or not. Just find something where it's comfortable for your knee. No sensation in the knee, not even a little pinch. And again, feel free to place a block or a blanket under your hip if needed. And just take a moment here. We'll stay here for a few breaths just to settle in. This can be quite intense, and we tend to hold a lot of tension in our hips. And so if you've had a long day, stressful day, this might feel really good, or it might be super, super intense. So just be gentle with yourself and just try to Breathe into any discomfort. Feel that outer hip. You can stay here, or if you feel like you want something different, you can walk your hands forward, come onto your forearms. You can stay here. You can come all the way down, or you can use a block underneath your forehead as well. Breathe here. Just let go of whatever happened today, however hard or heartbreaking or terrible it might have been. Or maybe you had a great day. Maybe it was really happy and lots of exciting things. Whatever happened today, let it go right here. And be here in this moment, on your mat with me. Slowly start to come up when you feel ready. Come up onto your fingertips. And we'll do that spinal wave again. Adjust if you need to, if anything is a little uncomfortable. And inhale. Exhale. Again, this doesn't have to look like anything. You're just moving into your body, lovingly, kindly, with patience and respect. Also, if this doesn't feel good, feel free to just stay in your pigeon. Or you can always take a child's pose as well, or whatever pose you feel like. This is your practice. Last one. Beautiful. Palms come down. Tuck those right toes, lift the right knee, and push up and back into a downward facing dog. Shake out the hips, pedal the feet, take some hip circles or whatever feels good for you here. Take a wide stance, bend your knees a lot, really get into that spine. Beautiful. Lower your knees down. Come into a tabletop position and adjust a bit here. I have a wall in front of me, so I have to back up a bit. We're coming into puppy pose. Walk your hands forward, and you can either place your forehead down like this. Make sure that your hips are over your knees or more forward, like here. You do not want to be here, okay? So they need to be here or here. Walk your hands forward as far as feels good for you. So you can keep your forehead down like this and be here. That's totally fine. You can come a little bit deeper. You can play with tucking your toes or having them untucked. We'll stay here for about a minute, so find something that feels okay for you. You can also place your chest down if that feels good for you. And place your chin on the floor. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me now with my mic. Let your head or your chin just relax on the floor. Just notice the contact with your mat. Notice your breath. Sometimes it can be a little restricted in a position like this, so try to keep it somewhat even and deep. Two more deep breaths here. Beautiful, and then slowly make your way out. And we'll come onto our backs. You can hug your knees into your chest, Maybe rock a little side to side, take a happy baby. You can hold on either to your ankles, or you can grab onto the soles of your feet, or grab your big toes with your index finger, or yeah, index finger. Maybe sway a little side to side here, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, bring your legs down, place your feet on the floor. You can either, two variations here for our final resting pose. Keep your knees bent, feet on the floor, and let your knees just knock together like this. You can widen the feet a bit. This can be quite nice. Or you straighten your legs and let your feet splay open. Arms are by your side, palms face up. You can close down your eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. And just let your body melt into the floor. Feel your bones really heavy. Everything is dropping towards the floor. Really heavy, almost like a magnet pulling you down, connecting you closer to the earth. And just notice how your body's feeling here. Perhaps there's some buzzing energy in some of the body parts, maybe along your spine. Maybe you feel really tired. Maybe you feel energetic. Nothing is good or bad, it just is. So just try to notice without judgments. You can pause the video here and stay in this Shavasana for as long as you'd like. If you feel ready, you can start wiggling your fingers and toes. Perhaps take a good morning stretch. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side, giving yourself a hug. And let's come to one side. Stay here for a moment. And gently make your way up into a seated position. Softly bring your hands together at heart center. Take a moment of gratitude to your body and to yourself for showing up today. And a moment of gratitude for your body that is allowing you to move and get on your mat today. Bring your hands up to your third eye. Bow down. Namaste. Blink open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. This beautiful, beautiful sunset view. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon.